What's up, my fellow shamans? It is I, your king, Annie.
What does that make me? I'm Minty, by the way.
My queen. And welcome to FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU.
So let's talk about Shaman King. I'm really excited for this anime. I kinda remember watching the first one, but I played the Game Boy Advance one. I think it's Game Boy Advance. Like a ton. I love that freaking video game.
We watched the first one in 2001.
We didn't really watch it. Our uncle watched it, and if we were in the same room, we would watch it, but I wouldn't say we watched a whole episode.
Okay, because all I remember is that every time you got stuck at a boss, you would be like, Annie, come look, this is so hard. And then you passed that boss level like in a snap. And then you got stuck at the ice dude, and you're like, I'm done. His sister may be trapped, but I don't give a shit.
I remember a graveyard, like all bones and cemetery. But
it makes sense now that we watched the 2021 version. So yeah, we haven't read the manga, and I never saw the 4 kids. Apparently Minty saw some glimpses.
oh, I couldn't tell you what the plot was.
So what did you think the plot was before watching the 2021?
You know, I have no idea. I didn't know anything about Shaman King. I remember playing the video game like hours on end, but I don't remember what the plot was. I just remember it was like a side-scrolling fighting kind of game. You know, like an arcade?
Yeah. I shit you not. I knew he was a shaman.
Well, it's in the title.
Yeah, but for some reason I thought it was going to be more dealing with ghosts. I didn't think it was going to be the 90s style, villain of the week, fight them all.
It's like when you watch Yu Yu Hakusho and they say, you're gonna be a ghost detective. Cool, we're gonna solve murders? Then it's like, he's just beating the shit out of people. I was like, oh.
I mean, isn't that what the police does anyways?
Shut up.
So yeah, spoilers ahead. We're going to go over the entire series. I do know what's interesting that the ending by Hiroyuki Take, he ended the manga early because he's like, I'm tired. And then he came back and did a real ending. So the 2021 will cover the real ending. Meanwhile, the one in 2001, the 4 kids version, had their own anime ending.
That'd be interesting to watch after this. Like watching Brotherhood and regular Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, because apparently in the 2021 version, like, each fight takes 1 episode, but in the OG, it took like 5.
You know what? Which is fine by me.
Yeah, like, I don't really care about the pacing of the show.
Well, let's get into it, okay? We're gonna go kind of over each episode, but I really want to talk about more about the characters, because you can just go watch the plot. Because I wasn't expecting this to be a very, like, we're not the audience. It's really for adolescents. And I guess we should have known because every show that's about a middle schooler has that same middle school vibe.
Okay, I get it is for adolescents. Like, I watch Beyblade. I watch Bakugan. I know all the kids shows starting with B. I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I understand that every so often we have to say, did you believe in the heart of the cards? I did not understand why in this series, our main character, Asakura, that his name?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand why every episode we have to be like, he's so carefree. Let's flip every so often to be like, is that a good thing? Or, no, you're not actually carefree, you actually do care. But that's why I like you.
I think part of the reason they had to do that was because every protagonist around this time period of when Shaman King was made, he doesn't fit the mold. He's not following the Goku vibe of like super strong, high moral compass, wants to fight everybody. Like in Kyo from Zatch Bell, they're always like, man, he's a really smart high schooler, and it's because like there was no smart protagonist around that. I mean, we're not counting like light. So I do think it's kind of nice to mark his difference. I don't know if they have to do as much as they do, but it is what it is.
I mean, okay, first episode, Yo's chilling in a graveyard. He meets the Koichi of this series, Manta. He's very short. He's in cram school. He's jealous of Yo because he's so carefree. And then they meet a pompadour guy named Ryonosuke. I'm saying all these names so American.
Yeah, what's up with you?
I've never said these names before.
I know you failed Japanese, but you can't be that bad.
How dare you?
And then, so Yo, he's hanging out with the spirits because, he's a shaman. That's what he does. And he sees that there's, this really old samurai spirit, Amarimaru. And Ryonosuke, he's, cramping the graveyard site. So Yo's like, yo.
So stupid.
Ryonosuke, get the fuck out. Uses Amidamaru, and we learn that he can integrate Amidamaru's soul into his own.
It's not so easy, is it?
Screw you.
Fucking.
Into him. And that's the basic premise of the show. The plot we'll get into later.
I mean, mean, we could give a damn about Amidamaru's past, but I don't give 10 shit. You think Amidamaru's gonna be important? Guess what, y'all? After a while, he's not. He barely gonna talk to him.
You know, after the first episode, I thought it was gonna be like kind of yokai watchy Pokemon kind of thing where like you gotta collect all the spirits.
I was hoping and praying
right?
for that.
Like, that's the kind of vibe you get. Because there's no reason for you to have one soul. Because then, like, the second episode, you meet this boy named Ren Tao, and he's like, I want Amidamaru. Oh my god. And it's like, okay, see, here's the collecting part. We're gonna collect souls and make an army and have Pokemon 6-on-6 battles. But that is not the vibe of the show. It's very Digimon one-on-one. It's like, okay. And we meet his fiancée Anna, who she has a role to explain things of the plot, especially like explaining the Shaman King plot, which is basically one shaman can be the Shaman King. The Shaman King can contact the Great Spirit, and the Great Spirit gives him a wish. Well, we'll get into the shaman fight later. It's like, I don't know if we need Anna. I think Anna's role could have just been done with Yo and Manta and Ren.
Like, I understand, like, Anna is training him off screen, and that's kind of supposed to be like, oh, that's how, you know, Yo's upkeeping his strength, even though he's so carefree, because his wife is always on his ass. But my god, Anna is a two-dimensional character.
Two-dimensional and like somewhat contradictory. I mean, I get it, but it's also kind of like, I just wish it was one way or the other.
She's basically just an exposition machine.
Yeah, so it's like, there's a reason why the creator ends up dropping a lot of these characters after a while. We'll get into that later. Because episode 3, they meet Ren's sister Jun, and she's like a necromancer, but not really.
I mean, like, they're all necromancers. Let's be real here. Only one dude was like, had the true title of necromancer, but she's whole thing is that, oh, okay, the Ren Tao family, they make Jiangxis, where they just make Chinese zombies and put the souls in the body. Which, if you think about it, how's that different from the necromancer we meet later?
I don't know. I don't understand the whole point of Jun and her Jiangxi Li Pairan, who was like a martial artist that her family killed so that she could have a strong Jiangxi. But it's like, what is your purpose? Why are you here?
It was to show off Anna's powers, is because she needed to summon Li Paiwan's master.
Yeah, but if Anna's pointless and Jun is pointless, then what are we left with?
My favorite scene in this episode was when Li Paiwan was like, the Tao family took everything from me. I'm filled with hatred. Then the end, he was like, you know what, Jun Tao? I want to be with you some more. And you and I looked at each other and was like, I don't think we can continue with this series.
I thought Li Paiwan was going to join Yo.
I thought this was going to be, Pokemon style.
But holy shit, that did not happen. I was like, this is not what I'm expecting. This is not the ride I want to be on. I want to get off. Conductor, stop the roller coaster.
Conductor, why does all the women in this series just support roles for the males?
It's a 90s anime, manga, whatever.
So this episode just pissed me off hell and back.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting.
You know, I tried to look her up on Tumblr. I don't think anyone likes her. Great hair though.
It's so basic.
It's so pointy.
And then episode 4, Ryunosuke gets possessed by Tokagero, who's like a ninja who hates Amarimaru. And I was like, okay, so is Yo gonna get Tokagero? No? Boy, I'm not learning my lesson here.
At that point, after he didn't get Li Paiwan, I was like, alright, this is 1v1, bro. And Tokagero is the most, like, boringest villain. And I'm like, please, I know he has to join the main cast, but why does it have to be this creepy ghost?
You know the problem is that like you introduce these adult spirits, but they kind of have like middle school problems of like he's lonely, but he doesn't want to admit he's lonely. I mean that can be an adult problem too, but I don't know. I feel like it's been more portrayed more adolescently because it's for an adolescent audience.
I feel like Tokagero could have been a Sigma male. There's nothing
God.
stopping him from being the Sigma life.
I don't know what a Sigma male is.
It just means that you're an alpha male, but you don't have to rely on anyone, so making you more important than an alpha.
How's that different from a beta male?
Because you're lower on the food chain and you need to rely on people.
Okay, Amidamaru alpha.
Yes.
Yo Sigma?
No.
That carefree life?
No, because Sigma means you don't need people. You're kind of like an introvert alpha, but Yo clearly wants people. That's why like he was so excited when this tiny tiny man came and was like, "Hey, what's up, yo? I'm Manta."
So Yo's alpha. Manta's a beta.
Yep, Manta's a beta. There we go.
Ryosuke, beta. Okay, me and Annie are also a little freaked out. I mean, he hasn't done anything, but Ryosuke is like a closet pedophile.
Yeah.
He was into Anna, he was into Jun.
He was into that girl that Hoyu had, the little fairy girl.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, he could be like 17 though.
Okay, could he be 17? Yes. Did he try to go to America to become a sushi chef? Also yes. So unless he's a very ambitious,
It is interesting. Ryosuke is that character that, like, in the beginning he's rough and gruff, and then you realize, okay, he's stupider and stupider, and then you can't help but like him in the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did we get here?
Power Rangers used to have like that kind of character, like the useless characters that didn't participate in the battles. They were just a comedy relief. I think it might have just been the American Power Rangers. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm like, why have them in the series? And then, they're probably American.
Okay, then we get to the meat of the story. Episode 5 is when you meet Silva. He is a Native American, which I was like, oh, we're going global here. Because to represent Native Americans, you are going to put yourself in hot water if you don't do this shit right. Which I don't know if they did or didn't.
Okay.
I have not to judge.
So, here's the thing. Native Americans in this series has very advanced technology of planes and cannons and phones. And a part of me is like, that's gotta be racist, right? No, because it's not showing them in a bad light.
I think it's fine. Because I think if you just to say Native Americans were completely primitive, that would be racist. But to say that they are up with the times, but also upkeeping their traditions, that's more of a modern take on it.
I guess it's kind of like Black Panther.
Yeah, like Black Panther. Totally tribal, follows their codes and traditions, but like, he's Black Panther. He's one of the most technologically advanced countries.
So here's the thing about Shaman King, I was confused. Because they're like
The TV?
No.
It just turns on like snap.
No, because like, I was like, okay, the strongest shaman will become the Shaman King and reshape the world and meet God, yada yada. And I was like, well, we don't have to fight each other, right? We just have to find out the strongest shaman that can actually meet God. No. Silva comes, bitch slaps me off my chair and says, God talked to my people and we're having a fighting tournament. And I was like, Silva, you lucky you hot. I would not tolerate this otherwise.
He is hot.
He's so hot. He's the hottest guy in the series.
The whole point of this was to learn about Oversoul, which is where a shaman has to put their spirit friend into a weapon instead of themselves. And I'm kind of like, wait, what was the point of putting yourselves then? And then, again, made me give this hope that, like, Silva had 5 spirits. And if you put into each item, then, like, Yo could have different items. And then have to, but it's never gonna be like that. Never.
The reason why is because the test was to see if you could do Oversoul. If you couldn't do Oversoul, you couldn't participate in the shaman fight.
I just feel like the writing as a whole should have just been different.
I mean, no, but I don't know if I said this yet. I do not like Shaman King.
I think it's an okay show for an adolescent show. Because like you said, the shows you mentioned, even like Law of Ueki, these shows aren't meant to be the most thought-provoking. It's meant to kind of be, flashy, teaching a lesson, having morals. It has a different vibe, it has a different objective than like Demon Slayers,
Yeah.
Like Demon Slayer wants to tell a story. This is more about teaching morals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the difference between watching like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is like comedy, and like Dora the fucking Explorer, which is wants to teach you Spanish.
This should be a manga teaching me Spanish.
I'm sure there's manga that teaches you Japanese. Gotta.
I mean, I'm learning now. I learned Amidamaru.
That's not a word.
I learned that Takagero means to survive.
Nah, I think it means lizard.
Lizard.
That's a lucrative. There's gotta be something. Anyways, we're getting distracted. Episode 6, we get into the Golden Kamui.
Gosh.
Yo meets his first opponent in the preliminary rounds where he has to fight 3 enemies and win
3
some
rounds.
of them. He has to win some. I don't know if he has to win 2 of 3, but he's gotta win some of them. He meets Horo, who is an Ainu, which is the indigenous people of Japan. They already tackled the Native American route. I guess they thought, why not go the Ainu route as well?
Look, I don't know if it's just the 2021 version. I like Horo. Completely fucking useless.
Is he a favorite character?
Maybe.
Because he controls the power of ice and
You
snow.
shut up.
What is it then? What is it about Horo that you like?
I just think he's cute.
Like Sova?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe moving on. I'm swerving the question. The Horo fight was useless, but basically Horo loses, and Horo's like, "Don't worry, I just gotta win 2 of the 3." And then he leaves with his cool ass snowboard.
It's just funny. I mean, again, if you think about it, it's the same thing as the Native Americans having technology. He's got a snowboard.
I find that acceptable. I don't know.
No, I mean, they're both acceptable. It's just kind of funny and not something you think about. And so, you gotta give the show props where it's deserved.
Alright. I give you that. There's some original ideas.
Give me an island, a snowboard. A Sherpa did not have a snowboard.
Sherpa did not have a father with skin, okay? Sherpa didn't have many things.
Then episode 7 is Yo's second match of the preliminary rounds, which is against False, who is the actual necromancer who turned his dead wife into a spirit corpse. And I'm kind of like, I don't know what the moral is in this story.
Well, okay, 3 things. 1, watch Game Theory Hello Neighbor if you want to know about Frost. He's basically just made a deal with the devil, so I think it's interesting that you reference that.
He wanted to learn how to play the violin.
2, I'm so upset because when I saw Shaman King, I saw him and thought he is the hottest boy. And it turned out he's the creepiest, weirdest dude I've ever seen. And then he got his legs chopped off.
Which the anime censored, which I'm not okay with. Middle schoolers should be able to see an amputation.
3, in the beginning, he sees Monta and it's like, I gotta know why you're short. Which is 1, like, there are always short people in the world. And 2, like, he actually, like, he was cutting him up. And that whole, like, jizz jazz thing where they're like, oh, look, you're cutting up my friend. And he's like, no, I wasn't. I was just expecting him because I'm a doctor. But then it did turn out that Frost was cutting up Monta. And it's like, I feel like Shaman King tried so hard to be a kid's show. But the creator was like, but I can have cutting up kids, right? And sex off screen.
He's like the 90s PG-13 movies where, like, everything's pretty nice. But you get that one fuck moment. You get to say fuck once.
Yeah.
This was Shaman King. Like, once every arc, I get to do one fucked up thing. I know. Monta's gonna have a huge Y on his chest now.
Jesus. So, I think this was supposed to be like a Monta, like, he was in danger. Let's ditch him later.
Why couldn't False just get his dead wife's spirit and do what everyone else is doing? Why does it feel more like a forced thing?
I mean, this is a little spoilers. Yeah, his wife, I forget what her name was. Eliza. Yeah, her spirit wasn't in the court, but then later on, like, he joins the main cast, obviously, from the opening. I believe Anna does promise he'll bring Eliza back if he joins in the main cast.
And does she?
I don't know.
Wait, Anna comes back? What?
I mean, we gotta have more sex somewhere. We can't leave Monta off screen because Anna and Monta's coming back later.
Ah, shit.
So,
I give shows credit when they drop characters. Because you know what? Hunter x Hunter, they had the right idea.
Yeah.
I'm not saying drop them forever, obviously.
Just drop them when you don't need them. Fairy Tail, drop those characters. We don't need them.
Like, everyone outside Team Natsu, drop them.
Juvia, I don't give a shit. I honestly don't give a shit. She's gonna say the same thing and then for 5 seconds and then leave. We don't need her.
That is strong coming from you.
Yeah, Frost versus Yo was complete bullshit, and then we find out about Monta's past, and no one gives a crap.
Not only his past, but more of his current living situation.
Monta is a tiny man who has a sister that looks just like him, and I hope and pray that's his older sister. But that would be so funny.
It's only even smaller than him. It's older than him. I was like, you guys must be adopted. Because your parents are completely normal.
The dad's a freak. Are you kidding me? He's so short. The mom is normal.
The mom's whipped.
The witch gene is in the short gene.
Basically, this is the episode where Yo tries to protect Monta by cutting off their friendship, but Monta's like, nah. Oh, Yo and nah.
I hate you.
Nah.
And then Yo goes back home to his grandpa and is like, hey, help me finish my training to become the Shaman King. And the grandpa was like, okay, you know your super secret off-screen training Anna's been doing? Yeah, we're gonna do that here.
Okay, I do wish they showed the training. Maybe not Anna's training, but the training here would have been nice.
It was like, I was in a cave starving and almost died.
There's that Toriko vibe when he had to get the bubble.
It's Star Wars.
Star Wars?
It's Star Wars. Luke Skywalker goes inside a cave.
But he doesn't die in the cave.
Well, he does kill himself.
What?
Okay, he kills Darth Vader.
Star Wars spoilers
Yeah,
in case you've never seen it like I have not.
He kills Darth Vader, and then Darth Vader's helmet comes off to reveal that it is Luke.
What?
I don't know, some kind of vision
Darth
shit.
Vader is Luke?
Yep, the whole time.
Oh my god.
I know.
That's why he blew up the Death Star.
Shut up. Okay, I hate every female character in this series with a burning hatred.
Yeah.
Because we meet Tamaro, who's super shy and speaks via Ouija board, and she has two spirits. One's a fox, and one is a giant sack of balls I've ever seen. Another reason why I think this is not a kid's show.
It's hilarious, but also disgusting. It is definitely a show for little boys.
I guess Crayon Shin-chan had balls.
Oh, a ton of little baby penis.
I guess you can put balls in kids' shows.
You can do it. If there's no way you're gonna get turned on by it.
I mean...
If there's no way, if you are the 0.0001% that does, this ain't for you. Watch something else.
Anyways, Yo gets stronger and then we just fight Ren for the third match. I'm so bummed out you said that.
Oh, you feel like the show's not for you anymore?
Yeah. That was the only saving grace for me, those giant Tanuki balls.
But you always forget, that's one of the things about Tanukis. You know,
It's Tom Nook, that's why. He makes you forget.
he's got the biggest cojones. What are you talking about?
No one's gonna know what cojones means.
That's a common term, I think. Basically, Yo fights Ren. This is his third match. They end in a tie. But the Native Americans really like both of them, so they're like, you guys can both enter the shaman fight.
Well, God said that they couldn't enter.
God? Is that you? Can Yo and Ren join? Ren killed someone, but if you're saying it's okay, then I'll let it go.
I mean, that's the whole silver arc. Like, he killed my best friend. It's like, yeah, your best friend was a scrub.
If the bear is the most sacred animal to the Ainus, what is the most sacred animal to a Native American? We will not answer this because I think it's gonna get super racist, but let's just think about it and just have an answer in our own head.
It's Ren.
A little Chinese boy is the sacred animal. That's why he gets to go into the shaman fight. Because he is so sacred to the Native Americans.
Anyway, after this, Ren's personality gets a 180. Like, maybe I shouldn't be murdering people. And I'm just like, Ren, I'm begging you. You're just a really, really bad version of Killua from Hunter x Hunter.
I had that vibe too. But you know what? It was this point where I started to like Ren. Because not only is he like a little bit of Killua, but he's also a little bit of like Todoroki.
Yeah.
Especially because the next 5 episodes, besides the last one, is basically Ren has decided that he doesn't want to become like this shaman assassin anymore. And so only way for him to get away from that path is to go back to China and fight his father. And also save his sister who got ensnared. And then Yo's like, Ren's my friend, so I gotta go save him. It gets kind of gay.
It's very gay.
I just like that. This was a twist that I did not see coming, and I kind of like because it was different and it showed like why Ren is gonna be part of the core group. Because I don't like it like in Digimon Frontiers where Koji was always like away from the group. It's like you knew he was gonna be part of the group, so why do we play like this like tongue-in-cheek of hard to get? It's like Ren has to make amends in his own way and join the protagonist, and this was his way of doing it. And then he didn't even cut off ties with his family completely either, right? Because the dad ends up giving Ren an item that's supposed to help him. Again, a very like adolescent story of keeping family together.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, I saw the grandpa kill Lee Pyron, and Lee Pyron is a snack, and now you want me to believe that, you know, I should be like, yeah, grandpa, he helped save Ren. Like, no, Lee Pyron's such a goddamn snack. I'll never forgive you for killing him with a gun.
Yeah, but some beautiful people want to die young so that they never grow old and ugly.
I'm not talking to you. And then we go to America, where we meet something that we totally glossed over in the beginning, is that Yo had a twin named Hal. God, the first scene of 2021, we see the mom shoot out Hal, and I'm like, kill that baby, kill that baby, which is a weird thing to say in episode 1, minute 1.
Yeah, the shaman fight starts and they have to go to America because where are Native Americans? In America.
They meet some hot Native American woman. How it's like, I'm gonna kill that.
Yeah, she was the only good female and they killed her off.
And that, everyone, is 2021 Shaman King.
Season 1, so I'm excited to see Season 2.